Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of my Sundowns fan vlog. We're here after a clinical
Walloped.
yes, we walloped
them.
Belouizdad in Tanzania.
How do you pronounce their name?
Belouizdad. I think it's the Arabic way of pronouncing it. I don't know how the rest of the people is. I think it's Belouizdad. In Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam. It's a pity that people of Dar es Salaam
Couldn't witness the masterclass.
such greatness live at the stadium. The Belouizdad management deprived 30,000 Tanzanians of seeing the best of the best in Africa.
Yep.
What a shame. What a pity. What a pity. So how are you?
I'm happy. I'm content. Every time I watch Mamelodi Sundowns play, it's and play the way they did today is always lips. I was thinking to myself after game, like to steal what Coach Rudani said, football is the least important things of the is the most important of the least important things in life. After struggling in life or whatever, or going through something in life, and you watch your team do that, it uplifts your mood. Like it I was happy. I am happy.
How spot on was. By the way, before we go further into this video, please subscribe for more content like this. We have a new feature now called
Brilliant.
The Yellow Corner. Brilliant features. The boys are soaring.
Yeah.
Especially the younger brother who's carrying the show on his back. How spot on was the Yellow Corner's preview and analysis of Belouizdad?
They knocked it out. I knew it was spot on when I heard they recorded on
Thursday.
On Thursday, right?
Thursday night, Coach Ron was on radio.
On Friday night. It was Thursday night.
It was Thursday night. Remember, they were leaving Friday
morning. Oh yes, Coach Ron was on radio.
They recorded the episode Thursday morning and sent it to us Thursday afternoon.
And you edited it on Thursday evening. Yeah. But I really heard a couple of clips when you edited. And what Coach Ron said about the Algerian team, the boys had already said in the morning. Like top analysis, they watched the game against Gomay.
Yeah, they watched
time to watch the game, and
Rapelang watched a couple of league games. Yeah,
and I already knew who were the danger men before. I didn't do the analysis. I didn't do any pre-match preview of the team, but I already knew who was the danger man. I already knew how Sayud, how he plays, and he's the most dangerous player. I already knew that their fullbacks are aggressive when they attack, and that's what we saw in the first couple of minutes before the red card. So
even after the red card, that's where most of the attacks came.
True. So yeah, brilliant analysis from the boys, and even their predicted lineup, they got 10 out of 11. The only AJ was the only one. AJ for them.
Yes.
Remember they said they were going to play
right back.
No. They said they were going to play more than a right back.
Is it?
Yeah, they said they were going to play more than a right back. So, brilliant. Even Rapelang gets the goal scorers. He said Mushishi will score and Shalvilo will score.
Is it?
So, top stuff from the boys.
You guys, so subscribe, guys, to get that content. How did you see the game? The red card obviously changed a lot of things, but how was our performance?
Let me begin with the lineup.
Yeah.
The lineup. I expected to see Lord Mbala in there. It being he played against Baragod home, so I thought away in the Champions League he was going to play. After hearing what Coach Rani said about them being a threat, set piece here, I thought Mbala is a sure to start, but they surprised me. I wonder, maybe you could had this game been in Algeria, would we changed our tactics? Would we have picked a different team? Would we have
approached the game differently?
Differently, yes.
Maybe.
Because the game was in Tanzania, maybe it I think I'm speculating, but I think it changed approach to technical team. I think it did.
It's possible. It's possible. Also, like the conditions in Tanzania suit us more. I mean, you could see by the when we were approaching halftime, those guys
35th minute.
They were crouching.
Tired, they were crouching. Like they were gasping for air.
Yes, they were tired. So yeah, I think I don't know. I think maybe that did
the
have
lineup
an
would have
impact.
been different.
The lineup would have been different. But now personally as well, like I agreed 100% with the starting lineup. But the only change I would have made is maybe I would have started Lebo at right back, and I would have played AJ. That would have been my 10 out of 10 perfect starting lineup. But I'll give it to them. Tapelo needs minutes. He needs the minutes. He needs to get his confidence back. You know, sometimes we forget that he comes from such a horrific injury. You know, so yeah, he needs to find his feet, and playing him in matches of consequences like this, like that's when Tapelo will find his energy and get back to the Tapelo that we know.
Definitely. Yeah. So good starting lineup. And then the game began. The first 5 minutes.
On the issue of the starting lineup, a lot of people, and Romeo scored against Baroka. He scored against. He didn't score. He changed the game for us against Baroka, and he scored against Al Hilal. So I know a lot of people might say Romeo must start, but in the shape that we're playing, like it's very hard to. It would be very hard to. I mean, he'd be competing one of the three positions, which is Gaston, Mishishi, and Shalulile, and also like do not ruin a good thing. Like he's been such a great impact player for us. Like he comes off today, he came off the bench, got an assist, and then got a goal.
I'm sure. Yes, every footballer wants to start, but I'm sure. If they set him down, when they set him down, explain to him this is what they're gonna do. Yeah, no, I want to know after the 60th minute when he comes on, he's got better opportunities. The defense is already tired. He's fresh. He's a top player, so he can impact like every sub he's impacted the game, whether it be an assist or a goal. So I'm thinking, Liana, he knows his role at the moment. And he's playing it very well. And in future, there are games where we'll start all four of them.
And also, like the season is long. There are games where we'll need to offload a bit of minutes from either Mshishi or Gaston or
Shalu.
Like also like our games are being backlogged right now. Like we have also I think 2 or 3 league games that we're behind, and then we have the Champions League still. We're still in the Nedbank Cup. I think the cake is big. But before we get into the game, I'm sorry. I know I seem to be all over the place. I want us to discuss the CAF situation with South African teams and the COVID-19 governments refusing us to our teams to enter their countries. What do you make of that?
I think it's. First of all, there should have been better planning from CAF. Meaning, I think we had this conversation on Friday. You told me that CAF should have done this after the final, when the draw was made and teams were decided when they were playing and who they were playing. CAF should have went to those federations, to those countries, and said to them, go speak to your government. For example, Kaizer Chiefs allowed in Morocco to play Wydad. If no, find a neutral venue right there and then. Ask Wydad, you give them a couple of days to find a neutral venue, or not this mess that we've seen the past couple of weeks.
What we said is that African football administrators are reactive rather than proactive. True. And it's holding us back a bit.
It is.
It's holding us back. We need our administrators to do better and
to think on their feet, man. Like this whole mess with Chiefs, Wydad, Sundowns, and the Algerian team could have been avoided a long time ago. We saw an example, Bloemfontein Celtic and the Nigerian team. What happened? Celtic were not allowed in Nigeria. It took them 2 weeks for the other team to find a venue where Celtic could play with them, and the CAF should have learned
from that.
From that. When the group stages, when the real competition starts, this mess was not allowed. But on the positive side, take Sundowns to a neutral venue, you'll get punished. It's if I try to go high, you will get punished. I wish Mazamela when I said I'm not allowed Sundowns. Go. Then you take it to a venue. So there's the negatives outweigh the positives, of course, because it doesn't look good for our football. It looks like we are running a Mickey Mouse operation.
Yeah, and another thing is that I love Safar's response to that whole thing.
Very stern,
very solid. They showed that the first time ever, like I can remember me agreeing with what Safa is saying, and also I saw a lot of journalists and outlets, Twitter outlets, saying that 50% of the South Africans Safa is being irresponsible because 50% of the COVID cases in Africa are from South Africa. My thing is that 50% of the reported cases in Africa are from South Africa. You guys know what your countries are doing.
Exactly.
You guys know what your countries are doing. And the worst part about it is that someday we're going to be sent to a neutral venue that's said to have no COVID cases or whatever. And then, people live that stuff happens. But anyway, but KEF needs to do better with this thing. Like, they need to be proactive. Like, also, follow your rule book. Like, if a team can't find a neutral venue after you've given them the time limit, or on that I don't know what the rules say. So if you can't find a neutral venue to play on the same date the fixture was supposed to happen, then you get handed.
The other team gets handed the 3 points. I don't know. That rule's a mess. Anyway.
They're confusing the rules. That's what I'm saying. They're confusing the rules. But yeah, they need to do better. Let's get into what you thought about the game.
First 5 minutes. We showed our intent that we were here not for a point, but to win all 3 points, and you got that big chance where Peter Shalula was through on goal. Bamulise got up, laid it all from Shishi. He would have scored, but the defender decided to handle the ball penalty, and from there on, when Shishi slotted that, there was no real doubt that we'd win the game up until the 44th minute.
You say up until the 44th minute, but how frustrating were we between maybe the 10th minute and halftime?
We played some decent football up until the final third, and we were so casual. Gaston was casual. Mshishi was casual. Shalula was very casual.
Mkulisi was casual.
Yeah, Mkulisi tried to overdo it at times.
Get into Mkulisi. I think Mkulisi has been trying too hard. He sometimes tries too hard, and I think I had this conversation with you while we were watching the match. Mkulisi tries too hard because maybe he felt a bit hard done by, because he finished the season in the bubble as one of our best players, and then at the beginning of the season he didn't start games, and then maybe now because he's starting games, he wants to prove that he's the man. There's one instance where I remember I can't remember what happened. He beat someone on the left, and then he came with carried the ball into the box and tried to beat 3 defenders by himself instead of releasing the ball. They were a bit frustrating.
So between that, we were so casual. Tapelo, after they got the red card, I said to you, at the beginning of the game, a draw wouldn't have been it would have been frustrating, but not a bad result.
Draws away in Africa
exactly.
Yeah.
Are decent.
Yeah.
But after they got a red card and we scored early, I said a draw here would be disastrous. We have to win. So as the match when it was going on, I thought to myself, what are we doing? Why are we? And again, the tempo of the game was a bit slow. But we checked the weather. Remember, we checked the weather. It was 31 degrees Celsius.
Very humid.
Very humid in Dar es Salaam. So I don't know if that contributed to the slow pace of the game, or we decided to be casual and overconfident.
I think it's the mixture of the two. But as I told you, like you expect.
Or it was a tactic. Get an in goal, whatever, and then grind them down, knowing that second half physically they'll be off, they'll be finished.
But the thing is, you can't say it was a tactic because like we played well through the first 2/3, and then it was only in the final third
okay,
where
true.
we were being casual and people losing balls. Like even like the goal, Belouizdad, how it came was people blame Nascimento for it. I don't think it's Nascimento's fault that he doesn't have pace. So what happened was River played a ball into Lebo. Lebo skipped the ball. She didn't see it coming, and then it got intercepted, and then the guy who intercepted passed it to the number 6. I think the number 6 played a fantastic ball through to Sayud, who was cheating, and at that particular moment, Belouizdad's rest defense was set up for that counter attack because Tapelo had after the ball, River passed the ball to Lebo. As the ball was approaching Lebo, Tapelo went up.
And it was at the moment where both our fullbacks were very aggressive.
Yes.
Both were going, not one or two, both were going.
Understandably so, because the other team had a red card.
Exactly.
So it was brilliant from players. Sometimes we like blaming our players, or when we concede, like blaming our players and not giving opposition enough credit. Like Belouizdad's rest defense was set up for that moment where they had overloaded the left.
Said
cheated and stayed up front and overloaded the left. They won the ball in the half space. That left channel, and then gave the ball to the number 6. Number 6 played a fun, took 2 shots.
Left Minto for dead.
He left Minto for dead. Minto didn't have a chance there, so
brilliant finish, by the way.
Brilliant finish. But as I say, like I'm blown away by the analysis we are fed by the yellow corner every day. Yeah. I lost my chain of thought. What were we talking about?
We're done about casual, being casual.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. Like even their goal came from us being a bit
casual in the final third.
True. Yeah.
So we went into the break 1-1, frustrating. I was pissed. Like I was livid. Someone asked me how are we playing. I'm livid because I'm not livid because. Oh, it was Tavis. Sorry. Tavis asked me to play because he didn't see the first half or something.
Yeah.
So I was so angry because we were missing opportunities or we were playing badly. I was livid at the fact that 44 minutes. Yes, the other team is 2-0 down, like you said. I mean, it's 10 men down. I mean, a man down.
Yeah.
They're men down. Show a bit of
character,
not character, but not manage the game, but make sure you go into the break 1-0 up with 10 men. Make sure you don't lose the ball for that counter attack. That is schoolboy. I tweeted schoolboy from us. Schoolboy era in the final minute, the first half. Make sure that you keep the ball.
But it was, I don't know, like Lebo skipped the ball and like it was.
I think final minute of the half. It was irresponsible from us, but we got into the break 1-1.
Final thing from me about the analysis before we get into the ratings. I thought the referee ruined the first half.
He did.
After he gave us a penalty, he felt guilty, and every 50-50 challenge he was throwing and giving it to them. Like,
even not 50-50, no. And sometimes it was 70 us 30 to them. He'd give them. He ruined it. Like African referees are, we are bad.
Yeah.
We are bad. But before we analysis, before we go into a rating, how good was the second half?
The second half was brilliant.
There's a a team talk, yeah, Kushulan, I think he was giving. I think he was.
Black Poison.
It was Black Poison.
I think it was Black Poison.
About them having a bad half and then telling them that
no rest, no malaki,
no injury,
nothing.
When the game starts, they should put the ball in the back of the net within the first few seconds.
That's what we did.
And that's what they did.
That's what we did.
So I said to Neil, that's what happened. That team talk,
no necessary, nothing. So I don't want stories.
So within the first few seconds, you got a corner. I think that was the first 60th minute.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Cross in by the best left back on the continent.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the best signing in the world, left and free in the 6-yard box. That was bad marking though.
Yeah, bad marking from. Alright, let's get into the ratings. Let's not be too long today. On Nyongo,
considered one goal. Sayud stepped on his foot on his ankle when he landed. Got off half time. Relatively had nothing to do in the 44 minutes prior to the goal. He had nothing to do.
I think just one save. Remember where we were caught. They played the ball over our defense, and then
yes.
But also an important thing, he played the goal kick fast for Shalulile to be 1-on-1 with the defender who or Musi thing for the penalty. It was a goal kick. That's why Shalulile wasn't offside. It was a goal kick.
Yes. It was a goal kick. I saw the Algerians raising their hands like offside.
No, they had a high line. Shalulile Dennis played that ball. I think, he didn't keep a clean sheet, but for that I think 5. Lyle. I think he didn't have that much impact in the first half. I think he didn't have as much impact because you must remember Lyle is part of our attack now. He plays so high.
I was about to say, Gere, Lyle is he doesn't also he overlaps. He's playing. Last week he tweeted for let me watch Tar and
Andy Robertson. Yeah,
she's playing like 2019 and Robertson, like where he'd attack the space Kamara and he'd not be too scared or like he should not be too conservative and he, like you said, he's part of our attack.
I think also like today he had a high cross percentage. Like I think a lot of his crosses like found our players. And then
got an assist.
Yeah, he got an assist as well. But as we were saying, like our defense wasn't tested that much today. Like
the red card helped, obviously.
Yeah, obviously the red card helped. But I think Lyle deserves his jersey number today.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 7 for Lyle. Like and he's been that's the most
consistent
number with Lyle. Yeah. Musa Lusa.
Good again.
A decent.
We played with at least we played with a high when we were attacking. We played with a high line. Obviously, we can't play with a high line with Nascimento's place. But we played with a high line.
That needs Mandela and Lubusa for that very high line. But,
or Russian Derub.
Yeah, But I thought I like partnership Musa le Nascimento so much because both of them are so technically gifted but like I remember when I just playing from the back, I remember they weren't shying away to like even when the team was pressing, they recycle the ball among themselves and then look for Riva if they can't run Riva, our wing backs, like they do that. They sometimes both of them, either one stays back and one if they can't find a pass, one progresses the ball into midfield. Like I love that about them. Like Musa also, like when Belouizdad looked to like beat the press with a what am I saying? You don't beat the press when you do that. You
bypass.
You bypass. Play over when you wanna play over when they wanna play over the press. Musa was winning everything aerially, so like I was impressed with his performance. But we conceded 6. Yeah, 6 for Musa. But Nascimento. people blame him for the goal.
I think we addressed that.
Yeah, we addressed that. Yeah, that's not his goal. But I thought Nascimento was great on the ball today.
The ball, yes.
I don't remember any of his long passes getting not finding our players today. Also, like he was so great. Like sometimes he'll have a brain fat instead of like playing a player that's here, like will want to he
javelin it.
Yeah, he'll javelin it. But today, like, he played it short when he had to, progressed it when he had to, and played it long when he had to. Like I thought
Rolls Royce.
I think same rating.
Yeah,
6 rating.
I thought he got into good crossing positions, especially in the first half, and he didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Crossing has never been Tapelo's thing.
You could even argue that Tapelo's off form since he came back. Got back. You can argue that he's been like games where he's been
mint.
Okay, the games where he's been okay, Tapelo is wobble, but he hasn't consistently performed, especially in the attacking end. You can't doubt his defensive work because these days as a number about how I take it as much. So he needs to do better. He really needs to do better.
I think it has to do with. I remember like how he got the injury. He got the injury trying to. Was he crossing or nearly a super spot attacker?
No super spot attacker. I can't remember.
No, nearly super spot attacker because but like I think he just needs to gain his confidence back. Like
maybe
like through these minutes, like he'll gain his confidence back. And Tapela has never been someone in a final ball, like. But he offers it like he wants that quick 1-2. Like
but it's something that you can
work on.
Yeah. So like I say, like pace. You can't work on pace.
Yeah.
It's a technical ability where either if I go to cross, he'll tap it, pull it back, or score the Liverpool
the Man City goal.
Yeah. Like cut it back for on running a player attacker
from
So
Sedman running.
So for me, he didn't play too badly. He didn't play too well. So 5 or 6.
He created a chance for Gaston. Gaston missed. When he I can't remember what happened. Like he won the ball in our own half, pushed the ball so far up, like beat the defender for pace, and then cut it back to Gaston. Gaston Gaston had to dribble one person and shoot, and then he missed that. Tapelo, I don't want to give him a bad rating. 5. 5.
Not bad.
5 for Tapelo.
Rivaldo could say. Someone tweeted, I think a secret agent. Cox are they are 6s, and then there's Rivaldo could say.
I think I saw that tweet. Excuse me. It's not Corona.
What a 6.
What a 6. I think today was like a DLP clinic.
Yes.
I was in awe of Rivaldo Gauthier, and I had to go look at his numbers, and I wrote them down here. I had to. I was in awe. 104 touches, 96 passes, 95% pass completion. I had to.
Yeah, and don't forget, Riva hardly passes backwards and sideways.
No, he doesn't.
Hardly passes
he doesn't. Progressive passes.
Helikamu, he takes it that side.
Yeah.
Helikamu, he takes it that side.
Yeah.
Like whether I left or right, so
what a performance from you.
I don't know. There are teams who gave us problems. I remember Amazulu first half Ela, I think, and Celtic, and I can't remember the other one. Their tactic was, that's how Stellenbosch. No, I'm like, but their tactic was press Rivaldo. When you stop Rivaldo, it's hard for Sundowns locate Mshishi and Gaston when you stop the goal, because our play, if you wanna stop it, any coaches listening, if you wanna try to stop Sundowns, headline from the back, it will be Mendo will either ping it into Shalulile, if not he'll ping it into Mshishi, if not most of the time River starts the play, he'll either find Mshishi or Gaston or Peter Shalulile.
Yeah. Or one of our CMs, like
Yes.
who progresses.
Yes. So I wonder if never express River now.
Maybe that's a youth.
Never express River. Maybe that, I don't know, but they didn't, and yeah, they paid a heavy price.
Yeah. Riva, what a performance today. Also like found so he got the secondary assist to Tempazwane's second goal. So he's the one that found Gaston. Gaston played it over, and then so
Chika finished.
Yeah, and then also like as you remember, we said Tapelo didn't have a final ball. Like there's a ball that Riva played like timelessly, like first time over the defense, and then Tapelo like failed to cross first time. So yeah, like Riva, I don't know. There's a group of people on Twitter that think Riva will do better at centre back.
No.
For Sundowns than he's doing it. I don't think so. I don't, and I'm not saying this is why I don't think so, but people must put this in mind. The 2 times Riva played centre back for Mamelodi Sundowns
Last season,
we conceded 7 goals. Shell Helix Cup and against Cape Town City at Loftus. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm not saying that those were his fault. Like that was his fault.
But
just put that in the back of
guys, Rivaldo's not a defender anymore.
that's what I saw. I told
Rivaldo
someone today. He used to be a centre back.
Yeah.
He's not a centre back.
It's like Uri Tapelona as
He's a right winger.
winger.
No, he's a right back.
Like he's a left winger.
He's
No,
a right back.
the right back and left back. Tapelona. Rivaldo Kusi is a 6, a damn good 6 added.
Yeah. How much have we?
7.
0.5.
Okay.
7.5. Lebhamabo.
Okay. Okay. Better than the last game. Remember the last game at right back didn't have such a good game against Morocco, but in midfield, okay.
But I thought in the first half he was okay, but and I'll give it context. He scored as well, but I'll give it context a bit later. He first of all, I feel like he was grafting in the, like he won a lot of challenges in midfield. Like he was grafting, and then in the second half, this is where the context comes. In the second half, after this, when Romeo came, we changed shape. We played a 4-4-2 diamond with the white strikers, and then Tembazwane in the 10. And then I think Lebo Mkulise Tembazwane had a ball from there.
In the second half?
In the second,
yes.
There's 20. So I think between the 65th minute and the 85th minute when Lebo came out, they had a jaw. They had a party. Yeah. They had a party in the middle of the
It's a time where they were dictating.
Yeah, Tembazwane was dictating everything. Like, and then setting free Lebo and Blazer to play their game. I thought in that moment they were brilliant, and I think that took, for me, that those 20 minutes took my worst performance, and apart from the goal, took my worst performance from an okay performance to a good performance.
Okay, yeah. I agree with you.
Yes,
I agree with you. And now I'm gonna include the goal in what you're saying. He finished a top move.
Yes,
he finished, and I had Blacks, remember at the beginning of this year, 2021. We said that Lebo gets into those areas, but his shooting is wayward. Today he placed it. He finished the 44, was it the 22 or whatever move pass?
Yeah, 22 move passes. He was the 23rd with the finish. And what a finish! Like as you say, like I was going to say that. He didn't shoot unnecessarily from range a lot today, and then when he finally did shoot, like he hit that ball sweetly. I love that. Let's how much are we gonna rate him?
7.
Okay. Let's go to Mkhulis. As we said,
first half tried to overdo things. Second half played like the blesser we've been seeing the past couple of months. Smooth. Did the basics, pressed for our last goal, to win the ball, to play Tumshishi to Romeo bag of the onion bag. He made when Cruz plays like that, man, something moves in my body. So I thought he had a very, like, that period between, like you said, the 65th and the 85th minute, where we showed our superiority. We showed what we are a finalist team, and they are the newcomers.
Yeah.
So they at that point, Nkulisi was balling. 6.5.
You must remember, we also won the ball. Remember the last goal, pressed to win the ball and have the secondary assist to Temba's goal. But I guess 6.5 is fair. I was gonna say 7. But 6.5 is fair. I think, yeah. So just to add, like, 6.5 is the rating, but just to add, I think Mkhulis should be a starter, no argument. Like in Sundowns, when everybody's fit.
Yes.
Kelele Mkhulis must start.
Yes.
For Mamelodi Sundowns.
Definitely.
No arguments.
We Conceding said this last year.
Yeah.
Kimelo benching bless.
Yeah. The magnificent Manget. Temba's one.
The Champions League is his stage.
Yeah.
Like, he can have average performances in the league, but big game, like I tweeted, big players love the big stage, and Temba's one, he loves the CAF Champions League. He forget his 2 goals, the penalty, forget his 2 goals.
Yeah.
His second half performance, where he came in, collected into midfield, linked up with Nkulisi, and then Aise Poloko wing or I to join Shalulile and Gaston, and sometime later on Erasmus. I thought he was brilliant. I thought that performance reminded me of the performance against Al Ali
Kosupa, yeah.
Yes.
The 5-0.
Yes, where he looked in charge. He looked like the footballer. He looked like the best player. He knew he was the best player
on the
field,
pitch. Yeah,
and he looked like it.
Yeah, as I said, like, when we changed shape and played the 4-4-2 diamond, or as the football hipsters would say, the 1-3-4, however the football hipsters want to call it, that Temba Zwane took charge of that game. Like, I remember I tweeted that Temba Zwane is at the wheel. He's dictating everything.
We were going through it. I remember. I told you before he started that period, that 20-minute period you spoke about. I said, Temba, a little thing, he's going to receive the ball. I pass, I receive a high pass, I move. Then Sundowns are in charge.
Yeah.
He just and after I said that to you, that Temba's doing that, Sundowns are in charge.
Yeah.
Then 5 minutes later, they started with the front players. They started that 20-minute period where we blew the team apart.
Speaking about Temba and that position and at that tip of the diamond, when he scored 7 goals in 7 games at the beginning of the season, that's where he was playing. That's what Temba Zwane was playing in that position. When the Temba Zwane that was saying it's going to be the back-to-back football of the season. That's where he was playing with Shalulile and Rasmus playing up top, and him just behind them. That's where Temba Zwane was playing. I want to give him a 10, but that first half performance doesn't allow me to.
Yeah.
So a 9.
Yeah, a 9. And then Ramfapile would talk about
a 9.
A 9.
Gaston. He was man marked today.
Yeah.
They weren't giving him space.
I think the Algerian team, when they were analyzing us this, and obviously the rumors of Gaston, Nayagake Alali, they thought, okay, he's their best player. Take care of him, and they forgot about him.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
Yeah, big mistake.
He was, like you said, like, they didn't
give him space, especially they let him drop deep. Atodala from deep, but immediately when he got into those zones, can it be zone 14, zone man, those zones, they put two people around him. But I expected. That's why I'm saying I was so frustrated with everybody in the first half. So when they do that to Gaston, it means some of our players are free. Specifically Mshishi, Blesser, and Lebsa. They should have been the ones that make it easy. Open Babule, Bamufe space, and we try play for them.
Definitely.
But anyway, we won 5-1, guys. Yeah, go play. Gaston
missed a glorious opportunity.
A glorious opportunity where Tapelo played it to him. But yeah, influenced the game. Got an assist for Temba's on his goal. What a pass. 5.5. Yeah. Peter Shalulil.
5.5.
Cold-blooded killer.
5.5. I don't think there's a brain performance.
Okay.
Like legally, the penalty we got, I thought he should have finished.
He should have finished that.
I thought he should have finished. Yeah, and there are times where we attacked, like he made the wrong pass, or he held on to the ball a bit longer, or he played it quicker. So I was a bit frustrated. Even Coach Mangoba spoke. There are some technical
aspects,
flaws that they need to fix. Shalulile, and those flaws that's why I get 5.5.
And he made a lot of fouls. I think he made about 10 fouls. He made a lot of fouls. That might have been tactical, but
fouls, true. Even with the goals, I think he
5.5 for who came in first? Romeo. Was it Romeo?
Yeah. Assist goal.
A goal and an assist. Romeo is absolutely soaring from that role.
Yeah.
He's absolutely soaring. Also was part of that brilliant move for the fourth goal. Like he's the one that played the final toss.
And he was so happy when Lebza finished.
He wasn't finding much spaces in behind the defense because obviously they sort of like a mid to low block towards the end of the game because they didn't want to get embarrassed. Yeah, but 7. No, is that too much?
No.
Romeo 7.
Yeah, definitely
7.
Give him a 7. Yeah,
7.
Kapinga, AJ.
Yeah, Kapinga and AJ.
Kapinga, AJ, and Nashindo came at the same time.
I think so.
Yeah, Kapinga looked decent when he came on. He tried a couple of combinations with Romeo and Mshishi, but okay, 5. Okay. I think all 3 of them. No.
But I think AJ saw the ball more and rotated the ball. Maybe 5 for Deruk and Kapinga, and then 5.5 for AJ.
Fair.
Because I thought he did well when he came on. I remember as he was coming on, they showed Coach Rulani and Coach Rulani, and I lip read this. Coach Rulani, so he was. I thought he was recycling the ball well. He was also he was being hard AJ. So 5 for AJ and 5.5 for AJ and 5 for the guys.
The coaches.
Starting lineup 10 out of 10.
Tactics.
Halftime TikTok. No necessary. 10 out of 10.
Scoreline 10 out of 10. The changing in tactics when we went to it, I genuinely think there was a change in mindset on how we were going to approach the game. Every say game go Tanzania. So the changing in that.
Speaking about let's rate the coaches. I'll speak about this. 10 out of 10 for coaches. Special shout out to the Sundowns technical team and whoever was in charge of. Obviously Kulam Khalid for how they were on their toes, to make everything, making sure everything is smooth for the team. It's not hard to travel on the continent in this COVID world that we're living in. Bogulam had to go to Algeria
first.
first, and then they refused for our team to get into Algeria, and they had to fly from Algeria to Tanzania, make new plans, find hotels, find training pitches, find transport for the teams. That now they have to go to Lubumbashi and do the same thing.
I feel like we are very lucky, and I don't know, but having Gulam travel, do that Khalid and allow Mario, Dalen and Sbu to analyze whatever they're analyzing, to help the three coaches. I feel like the operation that we have at Mamelodi Sundowns is
amazing.
Is so smooth. So everyone knows their job. Like last year we had 3 analysts. This year we added to that. We have a data analyst now. Like we didn't have a data analyst before the season.
Yeah, we have it now. Yeah, man. So I saw the boys are flying back today. Hopefully they get a day off tomorrow. Today, when you're watching this, Monday. And then start to train Monday, Tuesday.
No, don't train Monday.
Train Tuesday, Wednesday. Probably travel on Thursday, and then
travel Thursday morning.
It's a 2-hour flight. 2 hours 30 minutes.
Maybe do the same like we did in Tanzania. Travel on Thursday morning. That evening training session.
Friday training session. We play at 3 o'clock on Saturday against Mazembe. That's our next game. Shout out to the PSL as well for postponing their games.
Yeah.
And
when are we playing a look after Mazembe? It's the Nedbank Cup game. I think we'll have 2 back-to-back Nedbank Cup games.
Is it?
I think after the 10th, the 13th, if we win, that's when we're playing against Pirates.
So after the 5th, we're not playing a league game midweek?
No. Or maybe if I have a schedule.
Maybe
no, after the 5th, the 10th, get the cup game.
5 days after?
Yeah. We play Saturday, which is the 6th.
Yeah.
Then we play on the 10th, that's 4 days.
Oh,
on the 10th of the Nedbank Cup.
Oh, okay.
And on the 13th, Nedbank Cup. Yeah.
Oh,
you know what I would do? On the 10th, don't play with the Shalwili. He's 1 yellow card away from missing potential Pirates.
Bye guys, subscribe.